The situation of poverty and inequality is getting more severe in Hong Kong, with 1 out of 5 people living under the poverty line. That's why today we set out to interview homeless people to understand more about the topic.
Yeah. Okay. The homeless people used to stay in the MTR station, but the MTR staff kicked them out. Wave your hand.
We entered the location which the homeless people were reported to be. The sight was horrifying.
So like the smell in here, it's really like it smells like a combination of like decomposed organic material and urination all combined together, and you could just see over there, like the stuff is just littered all over the place.
I've just submitted the forms. I need to wait for 5 years, but that's too long for me. Now I'm living on the streets without housing. Living on the streets. Like, the best they could do is to improve upon it. We should improve on the situation, follow up on individual cases. I face a lot of problems every day, like clothing, eating, living. Like, even though I've worked sometimes, there's no place for me to live in. Like, paying the rent takes like a month. Like, I just need a place to take bath, change clothes. It doesn't really matter where I sleep since it's the summer. Right now, after I get my salary and then I pay the rent, it's like $2,500. It's way too expensive. Like, even when it's only for a sleeping place. Like, it's not like they don't know we can't support it. They can't really help. I live like everywhere because it doesn't really matter due to the hot weather. Usually I do cleaning work whenever it is available. Like, there's no place to live in. Usually, what do the community service workers, how do they help you? Like 1 week ago, but now I don't really know. They think that Sham Shui Po is like can solve your like problems, but it can't. Even the lunchbox we have to share between us 3. Like, you can't solve problems when you can't even solve the basic problem of being able to finish a meal. In total, we visited 4 homeless people separately from the tunnel beside the D1 exit of Nam Cheong Station and also the nearby Tong Chau Street Park. These series of interviews helped us understand the lives of homeless people more in depth, namely about their daily routines, living environment, financial condition, etc. Surprisingly, a lot of their replies had a lot in common. For example, when we asked them why you were living here, most of them answered with no money as at least one of the reasons, with some other replies being the rent of housing too expensive and just too complicated of a procedure in general. Most of their living environments were not very sanitary, with often rubbish lying around the floor. The 2 locations we visited contained homeless people in forms of groups, with the tunnel containing about 10 homeless people, while the park shelter containing above 10 or maybe 20. Most of them had trouble finding work and would accept any kind of work to induce a source of income. Our interviewees mostly agreed upon the fact that government support was either non-existent or just insufficient in general for them to have appropriate housing. On the other hand, when we asked them if there were any daily problems they faced, they immediately answered with the reply that there are a lot of daily problems, showing their insatisfaction with the situation they are in right now. Some of our interviewees accepted our request to interview them so that we could raise awareness on the issue and possibly help them out in the near future. In conclusion, this was a very rewarding experience that allowed us to interview and understand thoroughly the lives and feelings of homeless people that we would have not been otherwise able to access. It helped us understand other aspects of Hong Kong that we would not be able to get in touch with every day.